Good evening, everyone, and hello to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Dungeon Boys. My name is Keith.
Josh.
Zenas.
And Brice.
We're the Dungeon Boys. They're the Dungeon Boys. I'm the Dungeon Man, I guess. I'm the DM. I'm the Dungeon Man. We've already said this before.
Yep.
As a quick disclaimer before this episode, we're going to be a little bit gargly. The stuff that affects y'all, the goldenrod, is that it?
Yeah.
I guess it affects me as well.
They call it the allergy.
The allergies are in full swing. Everybody's got tickles and pickles in their throats. And we're going to be coughing a little bit. Might be a little bit of clearing of the throat. We just want to notify you of that. We're not sick. We're not dying. We do not have the Ebola plague.
I am sick, just with a cold.
Zenas is sick. Actually is on his deathbed. So if you...
Please.
Yeah, he needs some help.
Watch the video. Recordings.
Please, listen to our podcast, please.
Visit us at patreon.com.
Yeah.
Please watch our audio podcast.
To save Zenas' life, go to patreon.com/tankmedia network.
Yep.
But for real, though, if you like the show, follow us on Twitter at tankmediagames. Heck, hit us up on Patreon at patreon.com/tankmedia network if you want to check that out. But without further ado, let's get into the episode. Last week, Ronald Witherbranch was killed by Grim. He claimed he got Arlo real upset because he poked a little fun at Arlo and his master Briar. But before all that, they saved the family they were seeking underneath the manor. And that family, whenever they were greeting and kind of shaking hands, the youngest daughter shook hands with Grim, and then they each had a startling transformation into these weird Aasimar creatures that no one had ever seen before. And
I'm still unclear. Did we save the family, or was that like? Do we still get points for that? Like,
yes,
because they kind of like Wonder Twin powers activated, and then
they couldn't have done it without me.
Yeah, you were not.
That is true.
You were not offered points for your success.
I was unaware because we got there and it was like, we're going to save you, and it's like,
no, we're good.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace out, y'all.
Well, I don't know if I described it well enough, but they did not expect to be leaving that way.
That is very true.
That was not their expectation.
I got that.
But they did disappear out of that room into the eyes of a teddy bear, which then sucked itself into itself. But that's what happened last time. At the very end, they interrogated...
It's not the girl, it's the teddy bear.
They interrogated a young guard who didn't have a whole lot to say to him. I think Briar's name was mentioned in the fact that he was forced to leave.
His name was rendered on our servers.
Yeah. And that's it. You are now standing above this guard. There are very few people still trickling out of the manor after the gruesome, what they believe to be murder on the front lawn. Grim, have you de-transformed?
Yes.
Yes, you did de-transform. You are no longer scary looking.
He did it while all the people were trickling.
Yeah, and Jack and I spoke. I searched what's-his-man's body.
Yeah.
And Burb came back.
Burb came back, and Jack Law spoke to Brunner, Grim's father, and Brunner was a little bit disappointed to see that his son had turned into a demon and killed a man in his front yard.
Yep.
Burb came back a little richer.
Yeah, Burb came back with a sack full of gold, and we'll see. Maybe we'll have
You already dealt with that.
We did.
Yeah, because Burb was, I forget what he said, but Burb kept the gold.
Yeah. Y'all had a conversation about the gold. But eventually we will... I was going to say I'll deal with that as far as letting you know what happened with Burb whenever we figure that out. But the city is on high alert. There are people screaming and leaving the manor. There are more guards on this property that will have likely been alerted. And things are still rather tumultuous here. As you have this conversation, you are free to act. As Ronald Witherbranch's body lies dead in the front yard, as well as a couple of guards that you killed in the front yard. I believe. Kill them. You knocked them out?
They're unconscious. One of them was wrapped in spider web. I think I cut him loose and healed him, but he was poisoned.
Yeah. You didn't kill. You just incapacitated.
Another one crawled away, and the fourth one we let go.
It's been a couple weeks since we recorded last, so we're getting everything straight. But you're free to act.
I was sitting down. I remember that.
Yeah, the three of you are free to have conversation to figure out what it is you're going to do and to do it.
Gentlemen, I'm unclear. Are we still the good guys or are we the bad guys? I don't know if we should be running from this scene or wait until the other authorities arrive.
I believe it was a fine line before we even got here.
I believe excuse me. I believe Jack is right.
Got a little throat tickle, Grim.
Yes, indeed. Transforming into a demon has that effect. I think Jack is right, Arlo. If we were to stay here, we would be seen as the bad guys. I did kill Ronald, so I'm going to leave. Feel free to do as you please.
Well, we started this thing together. I say we stick together.
Perhaps we should return to... What's his name? The guy who
Corgus. The leader of the LID.
Yeah.
Your recruiter. Yeah, that's
I believe
Corgus.
we should return to Corgus.
Corgus got us into this.
I stand up. That's the noise I make when I stand up. Grim, I don't remember how much health he had.
Cleverly disguised as a throat clear.
Yeah, anyway. He was hurting a bit, so yeah, he stands up kind of wearily.
All right,
was a heavy
everybody roll
sigh.
perception for me.
I got
I need my papers.
13.
Brice is standing up to grab his papers. What did you roll?
18 plus 5, I think.
All right, so what was that you rolled, Josh?
15.
Everybody hears it from inside the manor and from kind of around the sides of it as well. You hear the sounds of guards shuffling towards you and shouting, "They're probably still in the front lawn. We've got to go get them."
We need to leave, and I immediately run the opposite direction.
Okay, we'll give Brice a second to get back to the table.
Is this like a hurried run, or is this like a professional, I'm getting out of here, Terminator 2 style run?
I don't... You're talking about specifically me? I don't look...
Is this like a panicked run?
No, Grim's not panicking. He's running as fast as he can, but I mean, he has a... Not pleasant demeanor. He has a, What's the word? Polite?
Polite
No.
run away.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by this.
Like
run away
well
politely.
kept. He's not like
Regal.
Confident. He's running confidently.
I don't know.
Majestic.
I think we spent enough time on the gate.
Yep.
What? Yeah, Grim is running. Arlo.
Oh, I'm right behind him.
Arlo's right behind him.
No, I'm going.
All right, there's the three of you run. I'm going to need you to we'll roll athletics checks until you get through the courtyard here.
Nat
And
20,
we'll
baby.
see exactly whether these guards gain on you or whether they end up seeing you or whatever. So if everybody would please roll athletics for me.
4.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
15.
All right, so these guards are seemingly catching up. They're not within eyesight yet, but the sounds you are hearing, they are closing the gap on you, especially Arlo, who is falling a little bit behind with his short legs as the two of you tall boys go sprinting across the courtyard. Arlo, you've fallen about 10 feet behind your compatriots.
Can I try and pull him along some?
Sure. Arlo, if you'd like to roll again with advantage, with help.
All right. 7.
Hey.
All right, so again, these guards, they're obviously still... What were your rolls actually?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
They're not gaining on this boy.
Yeah, Grim is actually taking the lead here. He is ahead of the two others.
I got 15. I think.
Okay, yeah. So they're gaining on the two in the back. So Grim has kind of edged you all out with his speed. He is injured. There's adrenaline pumping. He's just transformed into a demon, so he gets about 10 feet ahead of you guys. Jack Law, you're in the middle, 10 feet behind Grim, but 10 feet in front of Arlo, who you tried to pull along with you, but maybe the sweat, maybe the excitement of the moment, you couldn't quite hold on to his arm. So the three of you...
It's like NASCAR. He's into the wall.
Yeah, so the three of you kind of in this line are sprinting across the courtyard, and you can hear those voices getting closer to you. But
I just blap you guys.
you do make it to the gate. You make it to the gate, and you look out on the courtyard where people are... There's a great crowd of people that are looking in towards the courtyard or towards the manor, towards the lawn where you're running from. So you made it to the gate and you're looking out into the inner circle of the city where people are still... There are people screaming, there are people shouting like, "The constable is dead! The constable is dead! There's a tragedy at the manor! There's murder! Murderers are on the loose!" And there are just people moving in and out, and a throng of people trying to figure out what's going on, why everybody's on high alert out here in this court, in this inner circle. And you guys have but a split second to decide what you will do next as you see this.
I'm going through. I say to. I guess I turn around and say I'm going through, and I run into the crowd.
Okay.
Yeah. Any way we can get to Corgus, I'm all for.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
All right, so you guys enter the crowd. You're bumping through people left and right. I'm going to ask you to roll. This is less strength, and I feel like more of the dexterity and acrobatics thing for you to be able to slice your way through this crowd and how much speed you gain.
I pull up my hood as well.
Okay.
Would that be like a stealth or?
If you're intending to hide, it would be stealth. So that's a decision you guys need to make. Right now, it sounds like you're just trying to bust through this crowd.
Yeah, I'm just busting through.
Just busting.
Okay.
So Dex?
Yeah.
I got a natural 1.
Oh boy! So Grim sprints ahead of you through the manor's courtyard, and as soon as he runs through the crowd, one of the fatter patrons one of the fatter members of Lonsim, he just like runs into a real heavy set dude and hits him in this belly, and then bounces off of him. And Grim, you kind of trip and slide and kind of hit your knee, and you're not prone, but you drop to a knee and you lose some speed there as Arlo and Jack Law catch up to you. What did you guys roll for Dex?
7.
Okay.
21.
A whole.
All right, so Jack Law, like a knife through butter, just like he's skiing through this crowd, and you guys almost really lose sight of him as he goes through. Arlo, as you run through, you almost trip over Grim's leg as you run past him, but you do hop over that leg a little bit, and you're slower making your way through the crowd. You can each kind of see the other. Grim, you can see Arlo as he's making his way at most of these people's waists, and Arlo, you can see through the crowd the flow of Jack Law's black cloak through the crowd.
Since I've basically jumped over him and overtaken him in the crowd, can I offer him a hand up? Like, hey,
Absolutely,
come on, let's get out of here.
So, Zenas, would you like to roll Dex again?
Get up, you sissy.
13.
Huh?
13.
All right, so you guys.
She didn't pick me up because I got a 7.
Yeah, so you guys are you with your momentum coming through past Grim. You grab him by the arm, and he stands up, and you guys go running through the crowd. But as you're doing that, there are crowd members saying, "It was them! It was them! It was they who killed the constable! The blood is on their hands! Someone capture them!"
The blood is literally on my
Yeah.
right hand.
Can I roll deception and start pointing in a random direction and shouting that?
Absolutely, you can.
Where is Burb, too?
Burb is
I got an 8.
Burb is keeping up with you guys. Burb is keeping pace with y'all as you're heading through. He has been navigating this crowd for much of the evening while you guys are out there, so he knows the paths, and he is in the crowd keeping up.
Limo pulls up, opens the door.
Yeah. What was that, Brice? You
I
rolled?
rolled an 8.
I'm gonna roll for the whole crowd.
Okay.
An 8 for what? Persuasion?
Deception.
Deception, which is a what skill?
Charisma.
Charisma skill. The crowd is not convinced. The crowd, they say it's this man with the mask. It's he. He was one of them. He was one of them who killed the constable.
Nay,
for
says I. It was you.
I look for who they're pointing at.
You won't convince us with your sly tricks.
Granted, I just keep running.
They try to press in and grab you.
Strength or dexterity? Am
Am
I still weaving, or am I?
You're moving through. So did you stop to point, or what? You
No.
Okay, we'll say you're still weaving through. That was a pretty lazy attempt to try to succeed at this. So you're still moving through. They don't actually get a hand on you to grab you. But you guys are in the crowd. Do you want to continue moving through along with Jack? Do you want to try to blend in stealth wise? Do you want to find a place to hide?
Us?
They're pointing as Jack is getting ahead of you. The two of you have kind of fallen underneath this crowd, and so they haven't quite gotten a target back on you yet. But Jack Law, since he is just so speedily moving through, they will soon be pointing at you.
It is not in Grimm's character to. His mind is set on getting through. He would not be stealthy, so I'm going to try to just move through.
Okay.
So
Before he does that,
Yeah.
I'm a freaking druid.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to be a warhorse. Let's just plow through this crowd.
Okay.
Shall we?
Okay. So.
All right, so you're going to turn into a warhorse?
I'm doing it.
Um,
I'm doing it.
Tell me how that works.
You're gonna trample
I'm a druid.
children.
I mean, that's why police have horses and stuff. People just get out of the way of them. So
Hey.
it makes sense.
I would like, when I see this happen, I would like to scream, "Move!"
Okay.
Yep. Speed is 60.
Speed is 60, so you turn it. Let's get a visual on this. So Arlo,
Have you never seen a horse?
No, no. Yeah.
Okay.
Look under my legs, and then.
I'm not ducking under your legs, and I am not poof.
So I've asked this about the wolf though, but visually, does the horse? Do you just appear as a horse, or is there like a visible Animorphs transformation?
I think it's like a visible transformation, but it's like fast. It's like half second.
Okay,
like
so-
if you blink, you miss it.
So very quickly, as soon as Arlo grabs your hand, would you like to say anything to Grim as you grab his hand and turn into a horse?
Hold on.
Okay.
I like if he's holding on to your hand, he's holding on to your hoof at this point. So you transform into a horse, and as you do that, Burb expertly, as soon as you turn into a horse, he grabs you by the neck, and he goes from the ground and flips up onto... Burb has turned out to be very, very agile.
Burb is the crowd favorite.
To flip onto your head. So now Burb is like wrapped himself in your mane as a warhorse as
Here
you
we
go
go.
barreling through this crowd.
I love it.
Catching up with Jack Law. Grim, how do you mount?
Yeah.
Oh, now don't say it like that.
Hey, that's what you do to a horse. You mount a horse. So Grim, you mount Arlo as a horse, and you hop up, and you're right behind.
I'm having second thoughts about this.
You're right behind.
Jack.
Arlo.
Burb.
Arlo.
There it is.
Gosh, you're right behind Burb on his back, and you're right, and you guys are catching up to Arlo at this point. Arlo,
Catching up to Jack.
gosh, you're catching up to Jack. There's so many names, guys. I apologize.
My God, they're almost catching up to me.
Yeah, hopefully the listeners at home understand.
Your intelligence drops when you become a horse.
No, so you're catching up to
It
Jack.
might. No, I think it stays the same.
Jack, as you turn around, you see, what color are you?
It would be a warhorse, so probably like a really dark color.
So just a jet black horse.
Sure, let's go
Okay.
for it.
All right, so you turn. I just want to give you an opportunity to give any visual flair you'd like. So you turn around and see this jet black horse that was not there before. There was no horse in this courtyard, but now you see a jet black horse with Burb and Grim holding on white knuckle style on the back of it.
I want to reach my hand down and say, "Get on!"
I immediately assume Burb is the one that found this horse. Just came out of nowhere with it.
Do you speak?
I'm just gonna keep on running, like behind the horse.
All right, so the horse
Twice
is
your
rocketing
speed.
past you,
How is it? Okay.
and you see Grim's hand
Yeah,
is down.
I double
No,
your
you-
speed.
you- of course you can do
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you choose what you want to do, but
I'll get on the horse.
It's up to you. I'm not trying to force the
Do I
horse.
need to roll something to get
You
on
would
the
have
horse?
to roll athletics. The
Okay,
two of you would
roll-
roll some athletics together.
Okay, I rolled a 5,
Roll again with help
I
from
rolled a
Grim.
15.
a 7.
I mean, you grabbed him. You rolled a 15. We're gonna let you on this horse. It's a fun moment. So you almost slip as Grim's hand comes in. The horse is moving with such speed. Arlo is galloping so fast that Grim's hand almost slips as he grabs you Spartan handshake style and swings you up onto the back of this horse. So now the three of you, Burb ahead in the lead, Grim in the middle, and Jack Law on the back of Arlo, the black warhorse, are rocketing through a crowd. People are screaming, "Oh, what is going on? This is a horse! They've transformed into a horse!"
They'd have been screaming louder if I was a toad.
Yeah. So as you rocket past
Pounding
them,
over the crowd.
there's no way that the guards are going to keep up, but they did roll a natural 20 to spy you. They see you just as you rocket out of the circle, the inner circle, towards the Lonsim Investigative Department down that street. They see you and they identify Jack Law, Grim, and Burb on the back of a black horse that they do not know is you, Arlo. But they do perceive you, and you can hear them from across the crowd saying, "Someone stop that horse!" And you guys are rocketing towards the LID. The LID, you see the building. It is on your left. It is approaching very quickly. I guess roll perception again for me. Just one more perception roll.
14.
17.
7.
At the end of the street, Arlo and Grim, I would say you probably hear this as well. You can hear the clamoring of soldiers coming down the opposite end of the street. So the street where you're heading, you can hear them kind of. They're about to turn the corner here. On either
there
side of
any
you,
alleys?
yes. On the side of you are several alleyways. Directly to your left is an alleyway that is produced by the building that is next to the Lonsim Investigative Department. So you could turn left and go between the LID and some other building.
I lean down to Arlo and say, "To the alley on the left. Go."
I don't say anything, but I do that.
Okay, so you make the turn.
Your head just twists all the way around. Yes, master.
Your pursuers do not notice you. You make that turn before they're able to.
With such grace.
Yes, with absolute grace. Everybody leans in and holds on. Burb lets out a "Come on, friend!" as you make the turn.
This is going to be like that scene out of Batman where they have him cornered in an alley and he flies off in the Batcopter thing or whatever.
If you have a Batcopter, please do let me know before the session.
That's what I'll turn into next time.
So you guys come down this alleyway, and you know that behind this alley there is a rear door to the Lonsim Investigative Department that you could get to if you wanted to go into the LID. There's no one else in this alleyway. It's just you and the knight.
Cool. There's a knight at the end of the alley?
You can hear NIGHT. You can hear distant shouting and screaming. You can hear distant guards saying, "Where'd they go?"
We should go inside.
We should, yeah. I dismount and just start making my way toward the door.
Hey, I'm going to be my regular old short self again.
All right, so
Jack just falls on you.
Jack and Burb, Arlo transforms underneath you, and you guys fall to the ground right behind Arlo, who stands as a gnome. Quite a transformation to go from a 3-foot tall gnome to a 6-foot warhorse, or however big warhorses are.
Yeah, but I make it look good.
Yep. So you guys are now behind the LID, and you're untransformed, and there's no one within your line of sight that can see you. You're free to do whatever you want, speak, whatever.
I'm running through that door.
Yeah, I go in the door as well.
So you guys come sprinting and you slam through the door, where on the other side of this door you bust through these two French doors into the LID, into the hallway that you know well, being the hallway that you began the game in. The hallway with the auditorium on the side and Corgus' office on the left side as you come in. And you enter, and there stands Corgus and Betty in this hallway. They're having a conversation, and they turn to see you, and they both gasp and say, "There you are! Get in this office right now!"
They knew we were coming.
Do you actually say that?
Yeah.
Okay, I nod and mumble, "Yes, it appears so." And I walk in the office.
I do too.
Yeah. Corgus and Betty. Did I mention Betty was there?
Yep.
Yeah, Corgus and Betty are standing there. Betty being the mistress of the casino.
Arlo's walking in, but he's just like, his head's down. He's just like, I know.
Okay, so they're holding the door open as the three of you walk in. There are chairs enough for all four of you now.
I walk
Jack
in
is the pinnacle of innocence.
with grim determination.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You just did that.
Corgus
That's why
and
he has that
Betty
name.
walk past you. Corgus sits down at his great wooden desk in his leather chair, and Betty stands beside him, and he says, "The four of you, sit down. Standing's not an option, Jack."
Yeah, sit down.
Because you stood last time.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure everybody remembers that. The callback.
Corgus believes Jack has this weird obsession with standing. No, I sit down as well.
Jack, I know you love the
He doesn't have knees.
It's
All right.
hard for him.
So he seems frustrated, but not
That was a loud car.
Welcome to this house. He seems frustrated, but not livid. He seems like someone who has had something go wrong, but not disastrously. He sits down in his chair and he says, "We receive word that you dispatched the constable, yet you do not return with our friends. What happened at the manor and why you see fit to murder the constable on his front lawn?"
That one was me.
What do you mean
I
that
raised
was?
my hand. And
Explain yourself. More than that was me.
I killed the constable. That was all me. These two had nothing to do with it.
Why did you just kill? Why did you drag the constable into the front lawn to kill him?
He ran. I didn't drag him.
All right, let's not split hairs here. Why did you? The constable was alive when I asked you to do this thing.
I have no reason. I felt like I should have, and so I did.
Do you feel that was justified?
Yes.
So you're telling me you walked into the man's house, he ran to the front lawn for no reason, and then you killed him, and this is justified?
He attacked us first. I should mention that.
That's important for me to know.
After we freed... What are their names?
Albert, Corinne,
Just the last name.
the Full Hearts.
After we freed the Full Hearts.
Oh, so the Full Hearts were there.
Yeah, their daughter can teleport. Through a teddy bear.
They can tell.
Yes.
I saw it. It's true.
Well, okay, we'll discuss that. Betty is very intrigued by the fact that you said that the daughter can teleport. She is perplexed. Corgus says to you, he says, excuse me, let me calm down a little bit. So he did attack you first.
Yes. In his basement, where he keeps illegal animals like a basilisk.
Very well. We were sure he had some beasts down there. Ronald Witherbranch was a rich fool. He had unrequited love for beasts and women. He was cruel, but he wasn't an evil mastermind. I didn't intend for you to kill the man, but it is likely we will probably be better off without him. And if he attacked you, so be it.
He hit Arlo in the face with a fireball.
He was a
I think he did.
Yeah, you just took it like a man.
I did.
he
Like
was.
a half man.
I'm impressed,
I
Arlo.
took it halfway.
I'm impressed. Not many can take a fireball to the face, but if he attacked you first, so be it. I understand. We may be better off. And Betty chimes in and she says, "Yes, despite the violence that it took to get rid of him, the city may be safer without Ronald. That is, if we can find someone suitable to replace him as constable."
Corgus. I point at him.
Oh, I am absolutely not an option. I have to maintain my position here at the LID. It is the perfect position for me to remain low-key here in Lonsim as a member of the Servants of the Scale.
I nominate Bird.
Disappointing.
Absolutely not. Burb, you have been a real asset to this party, it seems, but you are not constable material. I'm sorry.
I lean down to Arlo and I whisper, Burb. I like Burb too, but he can't speak in complete sentences.
That's perfect for a politician.
Okay.
Arlo, your political commentary, while humorous, is not helpful here. If you all do not have a good suggestion, we will certainly be able to handle this on our own.
Baker.
Your father.
Yes. Out of character, I'm going through a list of all the named people we know.
No, sure. Yeah, I understand. Betty? Corgus turns to Betty and she says, Bruner may be a good option. He's a trustworthy man.
He was a paladin. Fought in several wars.
He was a paladin, yes.
Led some men.
Very trustworthy man.
And women, I guess.
Though he's not a member of our community, maybe he might become one. And even still, a good man in office might be better than the cruel one we had. Corgus speaks up and he says, "Yes, that may be a good idea, and we'll figure that out. Figure that out as the time comes. Thank you for the suggestion, Grim. Do you think your father would be interested?"
Yes, but the only reason I am here is because he is not involved in this culling issue. I'd prefer to keep it that way.
Very well. Like I said, like we were saying, we could really just benefit from having a good man in office. But as y'all are talking about that, Betty chimes in and she says, Corgus, if Justine, their daughter, they said she could teleport. If they said she could teleport, and if she can, maybe that means they did go through with the experiment after all.
What's this now?
That's no. Albert of all people said he didn't want to go through with the experiment. I don't believe that's possible. They said it was too risky. Surely they didn't.
I transform.
What are you talking about?
It's not important.
I transform.
You transformed as well?
No, I
transform.
transform in this very moment.
Oh.
I am saying I transform into Demon Grim, and I say, "What's this about an experiment?"
They are both taken very aback by what you're doing, and they're surprised. Their mouths are agape a little bit, and they say, "Grim, what is this?"
I don't know. This happened for the first time today when I shook Justine's hand. Confusing.
It would seem there's something strange going on. Maybe something similar happened to you that happened to Justine, the Fullheart's daughter.
So what is this about, an experiment?
We don't have time to discuss an experiment.
Do you have files?
We don't have files
I
on
can
this
read.
experiment. We don't have files on what was going on. We just know that Albert and Corinne they had a pregnancy. They were pregnant with Justine. They were concerned about trying to find a way to better combat the council and trying to produce in their unborn child further magical proficiency that they could maybe breed a child that was strong enough to take on these wizards of the High Council. But we all agreed that it was too risky. And the last time we saw them before Justine was born, we had all agreed that it was too risky. And Albert of all people said that he did not want to go through with it.
Is it something that typically happens to children or after birth?
We've never seen anything like
feti.
We've never seen anything like you before.
I drop it.
I was about to say.
Just
Arlo is a little bit concerned by this whole thing. He is backed way up to the back of the wall.
Okay, Jack, what are you doing? You just listening?
I'm sitting.
Okay. You're being cute this evening, eh? So, Betty and Corgus both relax a little bit. Corgus says, "Thank you, Grim. That was a little bit unsettling to see."
I do it again. No, I'm kidding. Oh, was it?
Betty says, "Well, obviously they must have done something." And as she says that, Corgus says, "I can't. We don't have time to figure this out. We certainly don't have time to explain it. It's only a matter of time before someone remembers or someone identifies that these men they saw bolting out of the manor grounds are the same men that they've seen gallivanting through the streets, killing doppelgangers, working for the LID.
Oh yes, they've seen my face.
It's only a matter of time before they come looking for you.
I'm not a shy man.
One of you now turns into a demon. One of you is a druid that transforms into animals.
We don't know if I'm a
That's
demon.
normal for druids.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of you wears a mask, for goodness sake. Do you all stick out like sore thumbs?
Well, yeah.
He says, we've got to get you out of the city and to the mainland. You can do more good there than you can do here while we wait for word from Albert and Corinne, if it ever comes. And when Donald finds out that his brother has been killed, he'll certainly be sending someone here to investigate, if not bringing himself here. You must go to Fark on the mainland and wait for communication from me to explain what your orders will come next.
How will we receive that communication?
I will send a messenger to you. You will receive a message, and it will contain the servants of the scale symbol, so you will know that it's authentic.
Cool.
Can you include information about the experiment? Any you gather?
Grim, what I'm trying to explain is I don't know what they were intending to do. I don't have any...
But if you speak to them again,
certainly, if I learn anything, I will try to tell you something about it.
Now, I got something I just want to throw in there.
Absolutely, Arlo. We are short on time.
I wanted to say Burb has been a part of this thing. Can we make him official before we head back to the mainland?
How would you suggest we do so?
Can we put him on the payroll?
Burb, would you like to be a servant of the scale? Burb stands up, pokes out his chest, tucks his stolen gold behind his back.
Says payroll.
He looks around at the three of you and he says,
I nod at him.
Payroll. And so with that, Corgus grabs another LID badge from in his drawer, kicks it on the little embosser thing that he has under his desk, and he hands it to Burb. And Burb gets his very own Lonsim Investigative Department badge with the Secret Servants of the Scale logo on the backside of it.
How come his badge is bigger than mine?
It's not bigger, okay. Arlo. We are running out of time. Do you want to die here in the city, or do you want to escape?
No, let's leave.
Yeah, we better leave.
Burb takes his emblem, his necklace badge, and puts it on and shimmies around with it, and he says, "Burb, come on, friend." And let's see. He says, "All right. So I need all of you to escape the city." Make it to Fark. If you've never been, it's the first large settlement after you get to the mainland. In Fark, I need you to wait for communication from me, and in the meantime, you cannot stop being servants of the scale. You must try to do good wherever you can find good to be done. And Betty, as he's speaking, she raises a finger and she says, "Wait just a moment. Arlo, where did you find that staff?"
That was what I was going to address before. We have more to the mystery of the missing person, which is my master. Now, this staff was found...
Wait, hold on. Your master? That staff belongs to Briar.
Yeah.
So you're Briar's mysterious Padawan.
Well,
She
I am
doesn't know
mysterious.
You're Briar's
Protege.
mysterious protege. Star
I'm a
Wars is in my
lightsaber.
blood. We knew that. Let me explain something to you. Briar was a servant of the scale with us, but he disagreed on our methods. See, we're taking a more systematic approach at trying to upheave the council, whereas he just decided that he wanted to go out and do good among the land, and surely you know this if you were his protege.
Wait a minute. When was he here?
It was about a month ago, maybe a few months ago.
Oh, dang.
He arrived, but he was only here for a brief moment. He came and visited us. Apparently, he was on the mainland, and he had spent some time foiling the hunts of Ronald Witherbranch. You know, he hunted the beasts, the basilisk and whatnot. He had apparently been foiling his hunts and causing a great deal of trouble. And when he came to Lonsim, Ronald Witherbranch and his guards sought him out and told him that if he didn't leave Lonesome and leave this region entirely, that they would kill him, and they would find anyone he cared about, and they would kill them too.
Well, I found this staff in the bedroom of one Mr. Witherbranch.
Witherbranch must have taken it. I'm glad you killed him.
When's the last time you saw Master Briar?
Like I said, it was that time he came to visit a few months ago. The last we saw of him, he was walking across the Great Bridge to the mainland. But did he know that you were here?
No, I was going to meet him here.
Oh, very well.
I wasn't here yet.
But he knew that you would be here.
He knew
He
I'd be
assumed
here.
that you would be here. So I imagine he couldn't have gone far. Maybe he is also in far.
All right, boys, let's go.
So Betty says, if you can find Briar, we actually truly do miss him. If you
Arlo's
can find
up,
him,
like he's working his way out the door.
Arlo, we wish you luck on finding him, but Jack, Burb, now, Grim, and Arlo, we need you to focus as well on being good. Do good in this world. Restore the balance that's been upheaved. You must do good wherever you find it. To be done. Corgus says, absolutely, that's what we do.
That is the general purpose.
It is.
Burb's
my plan.
huge sack of gold just falls off his lap into the floor.
No, it's attached well. He says, all right, get to Fark, and like I said, get to Fark, wait for communication from me, and do good. And then he says, all right, everyone, get out of here. Because if you're here any longer, I don't want you here whenever Donald or whoever he sends to investigate comes, so I can call you degenerates and rogues and rebels.
Hey, now.
It's for the reporters, Arlo, don't worry.
Can I take the name Rebel? I don't want to be a degenerate.
I'll be a degenerate.
I'm going to call you whatever I please to make it seem like I hate you because you have disowned LID and killed the person that we serve, quote unquote. Now go!
Well, that's fair. I leave.
Yeah, he is ushering you out, and he shuts the door behind you.
Bye, Betty.
Corgus.
She knocks on the door and says, goodbye, Grim. Corgus. He cracks the door. What, Arlo?
You don't really hate us, do you?
Of course I don't hate you. You're servants of the scale. You're my brethren. I need your help.
All right, then.
I grab Arlo's shoulder. Come on, let's go.
I just want to make sure you don't get killed. And
Grim, I need to know
Corgus,
if he is.
looks to Jack, who's been silent this whole time. As Jack is leaving, I assume maybe you're just moseying along with him. He says, Jack, keep this party straight, please.
I will do my best, Corgus.
And he slams the door.
Is that old lady at the window? Is that old lady at the window?
It's pretty late at night. She's not there tonight.
Good. Grim does not like her.
Okay.
I make mention to the other party members that since I quit my job as a butcher, I guess I am a degenerate rebel rogue. Am I not?
Well,
Yeah, you are.
At least he won't be telling lies about me.
So he's talking about you then. Not, I understand. I thought he was talking about all of you.
Guilty by association, Arlo.
As you guys are speaking and walking towards the door,
Plus I
Burb,
did
or
kill him.
wherever you're going, Burb is like kind of almost like bounce stepping and holding his badge. And he doesn't know what degenerate means, so he says, degenerate, as he's stepping. So what do you guys do?
Wait, you say that in my voice?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's the first thing Burb has said that I've said.
Yeah.
Of course,
So-
it's degenerate, but
You guys know that the only way out of the city and off the Isle of Flame and to the mainland is over the Great Bridge, and you know where that is. We're not going to go through the minutia of every building you pass to get there, but if you decide to go there, I'll tell you how it's possible.
Yeah, that was my.
I say we head for the bridge.
I was gonna leave out the back door.
Okay, so you guys leave. Everybody leaving out the back door.
Yeah.
I assume.
The alleyway where we came in.
Okay, so you guys enter the
Dark
alleyway,
horse
and
is waiting.
it is decision time. I imagine you are likely wanting to do a stealth mode, but if you would like to cut a swath to the mainland, you may die. I don't know, but it's up to you. However you want to do it. If you want to turn into a bird and fly him there,
You can't do that yet.
Can't do that yet.
You're not strong enough. Are the buildings? Can we jump across roof to roof?
You could get a good ways. You could probably get to the slums by doing that.
I do that.
Okay, so you want to
What's
climb.
between here and the bridge?
So you guys are really kind of the center of the city at the wealthiest district. The bridge is to your southwest. So you've probably got a mile or two of travel between you and the bridge.
I mean, like, what landmarks are between here and there? Is it like marketplace or?
From here, you could.
Or is it just like?
It's pretty much houses, buildings. There's nothing. There's no big landmarks that you would notice going past, unless you want to make a stop for something like a market or anything.
I take off my mask and my hat and my cloak and I put it in my bag.
Awesome. Okay.
Walk down the street.
Hey, that would be reasonable.
Graham, who's that guy following us?
Arlo, do you really not know?
Frank? Is his name Frank?
Lord. Arlo, listen. I am not a stealthy man. I take the direct approach more often than not. I feel it is best for me to be up high, where if someone does see me, I can at least have a slight buffer. So I'm going to climb these buildings and leap like a madman.
Burb says, up high.
Burb, are you coming?
Up high. And he steps toward you.
All right. What are you going to do?
I'm just going to start making my way through the crowd, just casually.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we can do that.
I didn't run into the alley.
That's true, a horse did.
A horse did, that's true. But everybody saw you run through the crowd and everything. Everybody noticed your little gnome self coming out of that manor.
Everybody?
You ran through a crowd of like a couple hundred people.
Like a boss.
And then you turned into a giant horse.
That was pretty awesome too, wasn't it?
It was?
Yeah.
Do you continue, you want to confidently walk out into the...
I'm not really confidently, just casually.
Just
I'm just
peek,
like
okay.
joining in with the crowd. Yeah.
Okay, do you alter your appearance in any way?
I'd probably take my hat off. That's like my only defining kind of feature.
Staff is kind of defining.
Did anybody see the staff? Oh yeah, I had that on my
Carrying
back.
it.
didn't
It's
I?
like twice the
Yeah,
size.
you're
of
carrying
you.
a pretty big staff.
It is a flag.
I'm gonna
Very
give
in
you-
position.
Graham, can
Yes.
you take this from me? It's very important you do not lose this.
I take it from them. Just,
Okay.
yes, I can.
Don't lose it.
I will not.
I will eat you.
I would give you indigestion. We both know this.
It'd be worth it.
And I-
Don't lose it.
I put
You look
the
back and it's missing.
I put the thing on my my back.
Where is it? I have no idea.
All right.
Magicked it away. Like Howl's Moon Castle.
Never trust money from a prison wallet.
So we're going to deal with this pretty quickly of you getting across the city. By the time you've had this conversation, most of the crowds have kind of died down as to the only people really looking for you at this point are the guards.
I want to kind of stay like eagle-eye lookout on those two, Arlo and Jack. I want to like follow them, but from the roofs.
Okay, so do you roll an athletics check? I guess get up to the roof. Burb is going to do the same thing.
Hey, 15.
Burb, would you like to help Burb? He gets halfway up to the top of this relatively tall building next to you and
Yeah, I imagine-
starts to struggle.
I imagine I like lift him up and help him get on the building first, and then I start climbing up after him. And so when I see him get stuck, I just like grab him and like put him on my
Put him on
back.
yourself. Okay, yeah. So he grabs onto you. So you are now at the top of this building next to you, Arlo. You walk into the street, and let's see.
Just 1986 starts playing. I don't think that's the name of that song, but
Okay, so you're walking through the street,
can't keep my hands to myself.
and nobody is noticing you as of now. It is late at night. Many people have gone to bed. Many people have gone frightened to their bed, knowing that murderers are on the loose, and they're mostly guards patrolling the streets right now. But you don't currently see any guards. They have making rounds elsewhere. Jack, you don't look really anything like who ran through who everybody saw, so I'm not going to really impose any disadvantage or any penalty on you for walking through the streets. You just kind of walk through the streets into wherever you're going.
My hands in my pockets, not like behind my back as well.
Yeah. I assume probably not to be super suspicious as it's super late at night.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are.
I'm going towards the housing district anyway.
Of course.
Looks like I'm going home.
Yeah. So nobody really bothers you. You make it towards the edge of the city, and you can kind of see the gate. I'm trying to figure out how to best handle Arlo, who is walking around without a disguise. I guess you took away your staff. You're a little gnome fella. You ran through pretty quickly.
You could make him roll stealth and compare that to their passive perceptions.
Sure.
And
we
then
can do that. Yeah, Josh, will you roll a stealth for me?
Sure.
I know you're not choosing stealth, but we'll use it as a mechanic to...
Which passive
16.
perception is 10 plus their wisdom modifier, and if they're proficient in perception, you add proficiency bonus as well.
Let's see. That's going to beat their passive perception, so you are able to best any guards on their way there. You're able to slip in and out of the alleyways. Graham, what was your original athletics roll?
15.
All right, so 15 is good enough to let you bound across buildings. None are too terribly far apart. It's not like we're leaping 60 feet or anything, but like across streets and stuff, you're able to hop, and eventually the buildings get shorter and shorter. You're running across, you stop running across these stone roofs and start running across thatch roofs, and eventually you drop down into the slums as Jack walks past you, and Arlo kind of meets up with Jack, and the three of you are in the slums looking out towards the great gate to the great bridge, to the bridge, and out of the city. And by now the sun is coming up. It's taken you guys a little while.
Arlo is staff back.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Is it not?
No problem.
Is the bridge is going to be more safe for us to cross as far as being noticed?
I'm about to set up a scene for you of what's going on. What was your question?
Wait, he gave him his staff back. Is it?
I mean, I had it with me anyway. If we're traveling together, they'd notice.
Gotcha.
But no, that's a good point.
You guys are currently concealed in the slums. Nobody's looking for you out here. Word may not even reach the slums. That's what's going on. Certainly, the people of the slums. You guys are kind of around these kind of throngs of people who are waking up. The world is waking up now. It's taken you a while to kind of sneak across the city. It's maybe 2 miles as the crow flies, but not necessarily whenever you're walking in and out of streets and stuff. And from the slums in kind of a concealed position where no one's really looking at you, you can see a few 100 feet off the great stone gate that leads to the great bridge. You can see that this gate is about 30 feet tall of stone. It's got 2 big stone doors that open toward the bridge. On either side of that gate is a tower, so a tower on each side of the gate, which is about 10 feet taller than the height of the doors. Inside each of those towers is a guard with a long bow, it looks like. But at the gate, you can see that there is a line forming. A line of people who are trying to get across the bridge, but the gate is closed. So roll perception for me.
Let's see.
3.
Jack, you don't hear much.
14.
What is that? 13.
Okay. So Arlo, well, since you had the highest roll, we'll say you're able to pick up just a little bit. You can hear angry shouting. You can hear people saying, like, "Open up the gate! I've got a business to run here. I've got money to make." But you can hear the faint shouts of a guard back towards the crowd saying, "No one's getting through the gate until we catch the constable's murderers." You hear that. You can hear the people are getting antsy, and the line is building up. There's several carts in this line full of goods. There are several just people on foot in this line. But also at the front of the line, at the gate, you can see what looks like a kind of a pack of guards. But on top of those guards, so you see 3 guards at the gate, but you also see 4 frustrated-looking orcs standing there as well. And to the right of the gate, kind of catty-cornered in front of the right tower, you can see a cart that you recognize that typically the orcs in the army drive around when they cull people or when they cart each other around. You can see a cart that has 2 horses attached to it. But patrolling the front of this gate and shouting at people to get back and to go home, go back to their homes. We're not opening the gate until the murderers are caught. Are 3 guards and 4 orcs. On either side, all of you can see this, on either side of those 2 towers. So the way that this gate kind of happens, you're still high above the ocean. The Isle of Flame is about 200 feet of cliffs on all sides. And you can see that on the other side of this gate to the bridge is this bridge that also is 200 feet above the ocean. And on either side of the gate, you can see a smaller, about 3 foot tall stone barrier that would keep things from rolling off the cliff. And it kind of tapers out. So the city is on this big mass of land, and where the gate begins, it kind of tapers down to where this gate is at. If that makes sense.
Funnels down, kind of.
Yeah, exactly that. And you can even hear the crash of the waves below, and over there in the great expanse between the 2 continents, you can see birds flying. And other than a dead constable, it seems to be a relatively normal day in the world.
So I'm just trying to visualize. Like, is this bridge like super high up off the water?
It is about 200 feet off the water.
The entire island is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cliffs of Dover style. This whole island.
Dang. Okay.
Do you tell us this?
Yes. Well, I kind of hear. I guess theirs isn't too far behind mine. I guess I can kind of like nudge somebody, like indicate, hey, what's going on up here? So.
You talk like a commoner.
No, like you said, I noticed this. I guess I'm just like ribbing these guys. I'm like, hey,
Sure.
letting
them know.
I'm indicating.
Okay, so he points these things out to you.
Jack looks like he's about to be sick, and he takes his mask back out of his bag and he puts it back on. He seems like definitely relieved. Puts his hat back on and his cloak.
Jack, you all right?
Yes, just smells of the city get to me.
That's understandable. I like good country air myself.
Country air.
I have a plan.
Just you wait, Burb.
Gentleman and Burb. Burb, you will be known as a gentleman from now on.
Gentleman from now. Sorry, gentleman from now on.
Gentleman,
Gentleman,
are you okay?
Burb,
Burb, that's not what I said.
Drinking a little bit.
Burb looks up at the 3 of you and says, "Stroke." All right, Grim. Get back to it. I'm sorry.
You see those horses over there, Jack?
Yes.
I could cause a distraction on the left side and draw attention to myself, and you could get onto the cart and steer the horses into the orcs.
It's a big stone gate behind the orcs,
Yes.
made of stone.
Yes.
I'd be driving a horse made of horse.
No, not into them, into their side, not directly on toward the
I
gate,
see.
into their side, to knock them out or kill them, and then we would open the gate. And Avanti, out of here.
Excellent plan, but inversely, our local druid has the ability to make large clouds of fog.
This is true.
We could at least see if the gate can be opened from the front. Perhaps we could tell them that someone has managed to slip through, and they will open the gate in a panic to see who has made it past their defenses.
If we get the gate open, maybe all these people can get about their business.
And we'd get lost in the ensuing chaos.
Indeed.
Chaos.
Yes, remember that word, Burb.
I was trying
I'm
to
getting a
think
little
of
bit worried about who you hanging out with, Burb.
who I'm hanging out with, and he points, he motions to all of y'all. And
Gentlemen.
to
Chaos.
yeah.
They call me a gentleman.
So I want to think of anything I didn't describe to you. There's also there's doors in these towers to get through to the tower, like get up there.
Oh, I'm gonna defenestrate one of them men if it comes to it.
Okay.
Watch your language.
I roll for defenestration.
Okay. All right. So y'all are still discussing. So
Indeed.
So
What do you think?
Fighting 7-9 people would be, well, fighting 6 men and 3 orcs? Or
4
four
orcs and 3 men.
But it's 5 men because it's 2 archers.
Yeah, 5 men. Yeah,
So,
sorry.
Fighting 3 men and 4 orcs while dodging 2 archers would be a bit of a challenge. I think your plan has a greater chance of success, Jack.
It's worth a shot. Arlo?
I'm all down for it.
The longer you speak as well, the angrier this crowd is. The bigger the line is getting at the gate, and the angrier the crowd is getting. You can hear shouts and people like saying, "Hey, open the gate!" Sorry.
All right.
Cool. So we're doing this.
Yes.
Yes.
We're fogging this cloud up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. How far is my fog cloud?
20 feet radius, I believe.
It is a 20-foot radius.
So 40 feet.
I gotta get closer, don't I?
You gotta get within
Yeah,
20 feet
y'all
of
are,
the gate.
y'all are several hundred feet away.
Dang. Okay.
Y'all are observing from an elevated position this scene.
Can I? It's part of my thing. I can make a loud noise.
Prestidigitation.
No, it's minor illusion.
Minor illusion.
It's a gnomish thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you make it come from the other side of the gate?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do like a loud, like boom, boom, like banging on the other side of the gate?
How far can you do that away?
It's 30 feet away. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to walk towards like this crowd gathered at the gate.
Oh, you're saying if you were in 30 feet, could you do it from like if it was banging on the other
Yeah,
side?
and then like
absolutely.
bang on the other side of the gate to get everybody's attention.
Absolutely.
Make,
Where everybody's looking that way.
you can make it sound like an orc on the other side shouting, "Someone's gotten through."
I think it's just like a simple sound. I just make a sound. So I don't know. I made the sound of soldiers last time. So
Yeah.
well, not last time. It's been a minute.
I think it might be hard for if it says sound. I feel like speech, a full sentence might be difficult.
Yeah.
But maybe the sounds of a shouting orc might be more reasonable. I just want to stay within the scope of the spell.
Cool.
But, I mean,
I was just going for a loud
Okay.
knock. Like, my God, what made that?
No, wait. If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be your voice, someone else's voice,
Okay.
a lion's roar, a beating of drums, or any other sound you choose.
There you go.
So it's sound.
The
Okay.
sound continues unabated throughout the duration, or you can make discrete sounds at different times before the spell ends. It lasts for a minute.
So you could speak.
I could.
Yeah, but you want to do the loud noise.
Just a loud, like a huge knock. Like
All
there
right.
is a troll on the other side of this thing knocking on this door.
Okay, so are you gonna walk into this crowd of people?
Yep. And just as soon as I get within range, just massive knock on the other side of the door. Honestly, all I'm trying to do is just distract people so they're looking that way and then cast fog cloud.
Okay. As you do this and you're walking through the crowd, there are several people in the crowd starting to, the closer you get, saying like, "Hey, what gives you the right to get to the front of the line? We've been waiting here all morning." They're starting to get angry. All right, so you make it within 30 feet and you run. These people are definitely getting upset. But before they're able to get upset with you enough to freak out or anything, you're able to make it close to the gate. And you, is there any sort of hand motions, or you just like stand there and this happens?
No, because it's like an innate kind of gnome thing.
Okay.
I think I just make it happen.
All right, so
Yeah.
on the other side of the gate, you hear there's a loud knocking sound, a loud thudding on the other side of the gate, and it's not hard to hear. So the orcs and the guards turn around and they say, the orcs you can hear say, "What's going on the gate? Someone on the other side."
Fog cloud. One of them coughed. They have allergies.
Okay, so tell me the radiuses of fog cloud.
Fog cloud. It's a 30-foot radius. No, 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The gate.
Okay. All right, so
Actually, just on this side of the gate. That's what we're going for, right?
Sure. So when you cast fog clouds, you're about you're in the crowd of people, 30 feet in front of the gate. The crowd of people are also now shouting, "What's going on? There's someone! You've let someone through! We're supposed to be able to get through. How is someone on the other side?" Everyone's upset. Jerry Seinfeld is in the crowd, and whenever you cast fog cloud, your fog envelops all the personnel on the ground. So the 3 men on the ground and the 4 orcs are enveloped, and the guards in the towers above are saying, "What's going on down there? Where's this fog come from? Someone's casting magic. The murderers are here."
Arlo's just kind of like moving over to the side. Like, I imagine let's like do ends, 2 doors, 2 whatever's that the gate is hinged to. I'm moving over towards like the far side.
Okay, are you trying to do that stealthily?
I'm just trying to get out of the way. Like there's a crowd of people there or something. So I'm just trying to.
Yeah, they're not quite pressing in yet.
I'm just like moving with the people. Yeah.
Okay.
Can the people at the front of the crowd see the gate now that the fog is up?
No, the gate cannot really be seen. You can see the top of the gate, but the fog has enveloped the rest of it. Arlo, so you're moving into the fog.
Well, I cast the fog like amongst all the goings on there at the gate, so I'm just like, as the people are like dispersing, moving around, whatever, I'm just trying to like be with the people.
Okay.
Whenever the fog happens, I'm gonna run up to the left door as close as I can get to that.
Okay. I'm gonna need. Are you gonna try to do that stealthily? Okay. So the guards see you.
That's fine.
Doing that. The guards shout, "Aye! There's one of the murderers there!" And
I'm gonna, while this is happening, I'm gonna shout to the crowd, "Hey, the gate is open!" I'm shouting. I can't do it myself though.
Sure.
I'm shouting that the gate is open. They just need to push through.
Okay. Roll a persuasion for me.
Can I-
Persuasion.
Yeah.
11.
Can I lend to that? Like, hey, the gate is open.
Yeah. Roll advantage for that one.
12.
All right.
Hey.
I'm giving the crowd disadvantage to beat your roll
Because
because they want to do this. They want to get through the gate, and you succeed. So the crowd has now accepted your plea to. They say they've let someone through. They're just trying to hold us back. They want to keep us down. And so the crowd is now pushing into the gate and pushing, like carts are now trampling and trying to push into the gate, and they're walking over the guards, and you can hear orcs saying, "Oh, what the hell going on up there? Oh!" And there's guards on the ground saying, "What is going on? Somebody shoot whoever's out there doing this!" But I am going to need everybody to roll initiative.
I'm a. Okay.
20.
23.
I got 4. You sure we couldn't leveled up, Keith?
I'm sure.
That'd have been a 5 if we'd have leveled up.
Arlo, what'd you roll?
20.
Natural?
No, I got a 19 plus 1.
Okay. Drum?
Grim?
Grim.
4.
Jack?
23.
23. Okay, so... bear with us, folks, as I get the initiative order rolled up.
As we initiate initiative. We need elevator music.
We do need some elevator music.
Soothing elevator music.
What's the time on this video so far?
About an hour.
Like,
We are really probably going to stop it here before this situation begins. I'm just want to get the initiative set up. So, folks, I know this episode was a little combat light, but we had some story stuff go on. We had some. We're pushing towards the next thing to happen. So we want to thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I've got initiative order set up. So if you're binge watching, you're about to listen to this combat. If you're not, it'll be a week. But
Combat. She's coming.
we will see you in the next episode. Please be sure to write us a review if you like this show. If you like us, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Tank Media Games. I tweet on behalf of Tank Media Games. If you have any questions or anything, be sure to tweet at us or send us an email at tankmediagames@gmail.com. And of course, if you really love the show and you want to be able to participate financially by giving us maybe $1 per month or anything like that, you can go to patreon.com/tankmedianetwork. And we will see you in the next episode. We love you very much.